What's up and welcome back to the channel. So today, well, no, we're not working on that. Well, I did work on it, but yeah, we're not working on that. We're working on the CRV. My first gen CRV is K-swapped. I'm currently un-K-swapped. I got it all out. It's K24 manual all-wheel drive. But right now what we're doing is we're getting ready to turbo it. Alright. I got this little kit. It's a cheap kit. You see it's got a log manifold, cheap wastegate, cheap turbo. We're not shooting for nothing crazy here. I got the engine out because I went ahead and put a 50-degree VTC gear on here instead of the stock 25-degree VTC that gives you a little more cam angle, gives you a little more power. I went ahead and put it on the K20 Type S oil pump. Got that on there. Had to notch it right here to go around the block. If you're interested in seeing how to do that, I'll put a video up here, shows you how to do all that. But we got that done, and now I've had some other stuff in here camping for a while from Jack Spania. So we got a time and chain guide that goes right here. So we got to take out these two bolts that I just put in there because I put this plate on, and then after I put this little guide on, I was like, oh, I actually need to leave those out because I got to put this little guy on here. So, and then I got this guy. It's a turbo drain, so we have to take off the cover here, little timing cover, or the timing tensioner cover, and that guy mount on there. That'll be our drain back for the turbo. So it'll just go from the turbo down to this. Pretty straightforward. I've had these parts here for a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and get these two bolts out and then get that bolted on. Alright, so now we've got that bolted on there. See, I've got some oily fingerprints on there or whatever. I spun it around just one whole revolution to make sure that we're all good and everything. So what that'll do is it keeps the tension on the chain here, keeps it from, say if you had to pull the head off for whatever reason, keeps the chain in place down here so you don't have to worry about it jumping. And it's just extra security in the event that it try the jump time. It keep it from, you know, if the tensioner failed. This one up here kind of helps keep the cams from jumping, the OEM up here, and then this one goes on here. And as far as I know, Honda makes another one that is actually wider than this one, so I may look into trying to find out which one that is. And it gives it even more security from jumping time, just, you know, like in the event that a tensioner fails or something. So I may look into that, but the Jack Spania part fits really nice. And as always, if you're interested in some Jack Spania parts, I'll put my link in the description over to Jack Spania. It saves you a few bucks. You can use the code Honda Resource at the checkout at Jack Spania, and it, like I said, it saves you a few bucks. So make sure you check out his products and see everything he has to offer. I've actually used quite a few things on here. You see, I have an old school Jack Spania fuel rail on here. I have the fuel pressure regulator and stuff already up in here. This thing's filthy because I had an axle throw in grease, and I've got to change that. My rack and pinion is leaking, so I got to change that. Blah. Everything. So those Brembos, they're still on there. Doing really good. Really good. Been busy here at the shop, and I just found a little glimpse of time to be able to get my old CRV in here and get after this. I had a bet with a couple of guys in the shop today, and I think I started on pulling the motor out at like 250, and I told them, I said, I'll have this out by 345, and they're like, no way. I had it sitting on the ground at 345. I was like, you guys, I know exactly how this thing comes out. I've done it too many times. I made it to where I can get it out, and you shouldn't bet up against the boss, you know. So we got that out. But yeah, we've been super busy here at the shop. I mean, you see we've got stuff out back. There's tons of stuff out here. Let's see, the three on the end are not mine, and from the black car over are not mine. So like from the red truck, all these I gotta fix, and all these over here, all those. So this business over here is actually vacant, and I've worked out a agreement with the owner that I can park cars in their lot for the time being. I bought this second gen CRV the other day, and it's Looking a little rough. Look at that. They ran off the road and hit a power pole. Cut the power pole in half. So it does run though. Put a jump pack on it and it'll start up immediately. Full shop of stuff, man. We've just been so busy, and like I said, I've had this stuff to go turbo on the CRV for months, and I just haven't had time. So, all right. So I just went to Honda and got some Honda bond. Got a new O-ring for here, and so I went ahead and got the Honda bond. You can see it's applied all the way around that. Got it all cleaned up on here, best I can. I was talking about this up here, and how about I thought that Honda made a wider one that's compatible, and actually it's the K20Z3, and I have a bad K20Z3 laying over here, so went over here and got this one off of it, and you can see how much wider it is. So it's give you that much more protection. So I just have to unbolt these two right here and bolt this one on, and then we'll be in business with that. Well, we've about got the rack and pinion remounted in here. This one we got remanned from AutoZone. Had to change up a couple things like the upper piece here and the lines and the inner tie rods because they're longer. And then here on the engine, went ahead and got the oil return from Jack Spania mounted on here. Mounted the manifold and got the turbo set up there. We went ahead and replaced the VTC screen right here because it was leaking a little bit. You kind of see all this oil residue, so just trying to clean it up, make it better. I've got this transmission that I bought off Facebook Marketplace. I had it a little while, but it was after I bought my 6-speed transmission. But I want to go back to the 5-speed because I believe it's going to be better for boost, and it has the vehicle speed sensor as opposed to the countershaft speed sensor, so I know my speedometer worked correctly and everything when I had the regular vehicle speed sensor. So I'm gonna go back to that, but I want to go ahead and open this transmission up and make sure it's all good inside before I commit to installing it. It does spin, so that's a good thing. But like I said, I just want to open it up, give it a health check, and make sure we're good to go. So now I've got most everything reinstalled. I've still got to go get the proper bolts to hold the turbo to the manifold. Add an air intake temp sensor to the intercooler pipes. It's got it full of antifreeze. Put some power steering fluid in it. Still got to do transmission fluid, but I'll do that once I get this CV axle in over here because I have to take it and get it rebooted. But right now I was trying to do something with the downpipe. I had a downpipe here, but the flange was upside down. So like if I put it directly on here, it'd be coming out the roof. It may be like a B series downpipe or something, I don't know, but it had the correct flange, so I just cut that piece off of it and got this on here now, and I'm gonna go get that pipe and maybe put it on here and see what kind of angles and stuff I'm working with. But she does run. I just got, like I said, I gotta get this axle fixed for over here. I should go ahead and fire it up. It doesn't have oil lines to the turbo right now, so I'm not gonna let it run real long. Big fancy. So it's like 2 weeks later now. Really the only difference is I've added the oil line for the turbo so that it can actually run for an extended amount of time, and I've got the axle over here rebooted and installed. I kind of made some little makeshift downpipe just to get me by so that it's not just blowing exhaust right over to here. I did order another flange and smaller downpipe because I don't care about having a 3-inch, so I got a 2.5-inch downpipe. I'm still using my 2.25-inch exhaust that I have on this thing already. I ordered a heat exchanger, air to water intercooler, and a couple other things that I'm just waiting on it to come in now, and then I'm going to take it to Fab and have Greg down at Go Auto Works make me a couple little boost pipes that should be pretty short. Shouldn't take a lot of work to get those installed. I have driven it around the lot here, just like from around the front of the shop around to the back. So it clutch seems fine, transmission seems fine. Again, this is the 5-speed rather than the 6-speed, so all's good there. I've got the front end taken apart so I can put the heat exchanger up here and all that good kind of stuff, and we will move on to adding the injectors and the fuel pump. I've still got to install that stuff too, so but I may wait till it's closer to time to actually tune it, to put the injectors in, because I don't want it to mess up the fuel mount too much. Currently the way it is, it will run, so we'll just leave those injectors in there for the time being, and then whenever it's closer to time to get it tuned, we'll put the new injectors in. We got 1000cc fuel injector dynamic injectors, FID 1000cc injectors. We got those from Jason Waters, and we got a Walbro 255 fuel pump. That's what he recommended, and he's the tuner, so that's what we got. So anyways, I am going to close out this video, and hopefully we'll be seeing you on another one very soon. Hopefully getting this thing to where it is ready to go. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.